Guys, I got a batch of 24 buns for $2.99. They were $3.98, so they're $1 off. What am I going to do with these? I am going to make sloppy joes. You can do any number of things, so 24 buns for $3 is a really good deal. Okay, so I've got my hamburger that was frozen right here in my pan. I'm going to put a little water in here to frost it and get my sloppy joes made. Why do I cook my frozen hamburger in the pan? Just so I don't have to dirty another bowl to defrost it in the microwave. Easy French bread pizza. You want to take one loaf of French bread, slice it down the center. This is an optional step, but we like it. Spread butter on your bread. This just adds extra flavor. You don't have to do it. And I think I'm just going to do one today. Then I like to add just a little extra Italian seasoning and garlic salt or garlic powder. Then spread garlic powder and spread your sauce all over your French bread, just like so. Any toppings you want, onions, pepperoni, hamburger, sausage, anything like that. My family loves cheese. So we are just putting plain cheese on. This recipe is in our Dining on a Dime cookbook, volume 1 on page 148. Then we're going to set it on a cookie sheet, put it in the oven at 350 degrees and bake for 15 minutes until the cheese is nice and golden. Here you have your nice, yummy French bread pizza. Super fast dinner. You could spend $5 on this dinner and 15 minutes, or you can spend $50 at the fast food and 50 minutes. Serve this with some grapes and baby carrots and you've got a complete meal. 2-ingredient pizza dough. This recipe calls for self-rising flour and yogurt. Now, if you don't have self-rising flour, you can just take regular flour and add baking powder and salt, and you have self-rising flour. The recipe is in the description below. This recipe is in our Dining on a Dime cookbook. You're going to take your self-rising flour and your yogurt. It does not have to be Greek yogurt, but if you use regular yogurt, you will need to use a little bit more flour to get the right dough consistency. Okay, now we're going to start with the smallest amount of yogurt first. And then if your dough is too dry, go ahead and add a little bit more yogurt. Now, if you want for your 2-ingredient pizza dough, you can add extra seasoning like Italian seasoning into your dough and extra garlic powder, and that just gives it a little bit of extra flavor. All right. Oh, that looks pretty good. Now, if your dough is too sticky, add just a little bit more flour. If your dough is too dry, add just a little bit more yogurt. Now, I prefer to knead in my bowl. That way I don't get my counter super dirty with sticky dough. So I just add a little bit of flour, and just turn it over and knead that in until my dough is smooth and not sticky, but still pretty wet. Okay, so just like so. Ooh, that's looking really nice. Do just a bit more. You can see how it's still sticking to my hands? So that's why I need to add a little bit more flour. So I have my cookie sheet with parchment paper. If you want, you can spray a little bit of cooking spray on your parchment paper. Then I put my dough on and spray my dough on the top with just a little bit of cooking spray, and then it's easy to pat down and your fingers don't stick, but your dough stays nice and moist. If you want, you can roll it out with a rolling pin, but I usually just use my fingers to save dirtying a rolling pin. Then we're going to spread on our sauce. You can use any pizza toppings you want: Canadian bacon and pineapple, bacon and mozzarella, chicken and barbecue sauce, pepperoni, sausage, and any of those pizza seasonings that you love. My boys just like cheese, so that's what we're doing today. It's just cheese, and then we are going to put this in a preheated oven that's 400 degrees and bake it for 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, you have delicious golden pizza. Just 5 minutes to prep. Serve with some baby carrots, and you have a complete, delicious meal. To get started, we're gonna coat our steak and our mushrooms in melted butter or oil. I'm gluten-free, so I use oil, but butter, melted butter, would taste a whole lot better, I think. Seasoned salt. And then Worcestershire sauce. And we're going to mix that all around, and then we're going to put it in our air fryer. Now these are really thin pieces of steak, so we're going to start off with just about 4 minutes, and then we'll flip them. Alright, I took a peek at 3.5 minutes. We're going to flip it over and just do 1 to 2 more minutes. There we go. Yummy. We have air fried steak and mushrooms. Yum. For fajitas, you're going to take your sliced chicken, and then you're going to sprinkle on your fajita seasoning. I like to add a little bit of seasoned salt also. And then add your lime juice and mix this all together with your oil really well. Now, if you want to let this marinate, you can for a few hours. And then you're going to take your chicken and your vegetables and you're going to put them in the air fryer. All right, and just to make life easy, guys, this is $1 for a bag of peppers and onions. Makes life so much easier, so I grab one of those to use for my fajitas and stews and that kind of thing. Fajitas, I put the chicken in first and cook it for 7 minutes, and then I add the vegetables afterwards. All right, halfway through, we're gonna turn these over. And then we're gonna add the vegetables. I'm gonna cook it for 4 more minutes. Mike likes his vegetables on the al dente side, so I'm gonna be done at 3 minutes, but if you want them a little bit more cooked, you can go for 1 to 2 more minutes. Okay. All right, so we've got our jumbo biscuits, Grand's biscuits. I just get the off-brand, woo, whatever you want. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll out your biscuit and just get it a little bit bigger. Doesn't have to be huge. Just like so. Now you're gonna do that with all 10 biscuits. Okay, so you're gonna roll it out, put it in an greased muffin tin. Then, this is my hamburger that I pre-cooked. I pre-cooked 5 pounds of hamburger at a time, and then I put it in little baggies and freeze them, and then I already have pre-ground hamburgers. So this dinner literally takes me 5 minutes prep time, okay? Then in each biscuit, we're gonna put a little bit of hamburger in each one. Now, if you want, you could add spaghetti sauce, you could use pepperoni, you could use sausage. You could make a vegetarian one where you just put onions and green peppers and mushrooms. You could do an Alfredo sauce, a pesto sauce, any combination that you want. Then you're gonna top it with cheese. And there are my cheeseburger bowls. All right, you guys, making homemade gravy is super simple. Here's my sausages. Moving them to the side. Turned up my heat just a little bit. Now, these sausages didn't have many drippings, so I'm adding some butter in there. Okay, and then I'm adding my flour. Get your flour all mixed in. Just like so. See how smooth the flour is getting? Okay. Then we're going to grab our milk. Hold on, I'm going to take out my sausages. I'm going to add my milk. Then I'm going to whisk that all together and let it cook. And then it's going to thicken and be done, and you will have delicious, non-lumpy gravy. Add your salt and your pepper if you want to. Okay, so bring it to a boil. Just keep whisking it until it gets thick. If it doesn't get thick enough, see how that's pretty thin? Just whisk right here. Just whisk a little more. I'm just going to add that, bring that to a boil. That should help thicken it up. You can just add a little bit more until it gets the thickness that you want. There we go. You can see how nice and thick that is. Then just taste it for salt and pepper, and you're done. recipe is super easy. You just take lemon juice, either lemon juice from concentrate or real lemon, or they have, this is a lime, but they have lemon packets of this dehydrated lemon. I absolutely love these dehydrated lemon packets. You can keep these and they will last forever. Then you're gonna pour your lemon juice and your seasoned salt. Just let that get all good. Put this in the refrigerator and let it marinate for 30 minutes or longer. And then we're gonna put it in our air fryer. Air fry for 12 minutes, turning it over at 6 minutes, and then it's ready. To make easy breadcrumbs, I just save the ends of the bread that most of the kids don't eat. And then I just throw it in the toaster, toast it or let it sit and dry out, and then I crumble them up and make breadcrumbs. So in your breadcrumbs, you want to add seasoned salt. And if you would like, you could add some paprika or some taco seasoning, chili powder, anything like that. Okay, so now these are super thick chicken breasts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and cut them in half just so they don't take so long to cook. Then what you're going to do is generously coat your chicken with oil. I don't put the oil in a pan. I just sprinkle a little on and then I just twist all the chicken around and get it well coated. Some people will fill their bowl with oil and then dip it all in, and then you have all this oil wasted. But see, this way you have very little waste. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your chicken and you're going to dip it in your breadcrumbs, just like so. Put it in your air fryer. Then we're going to fry this for 7 minutes. Turn it over, fry it for 3 to 4 more minutes. If you're wondering if the chicken is totally done, take the thickest piece of chicken and run a thermometer, and it should be at least 165.
Oh, sorry, I should have stayed for the rest.
Hello, today I'm making air fryer lemon chicken. It is adapted out of our Dining on a Dime cookbook. Let's get started.
Did you see he photobombed you?
No, he didn't.
He walked all the way around while you were talking. I'm surprised you didn't notice that.
Okay, just leave it running. You're not supposed, oh brother.